Welcome, seeker of truth. You have been drawn here for a reason. Some may call it coincidence, but those who understand the nature of the unseen world know better. What you are about to hear is not something you will find in common sermons or theological discussions. It is a truth that has been buried beneath centuries of doctrine, dismissed as superstition, or worse, deliberately hidden. Even the brightest light casts a shadow. From the moment you were born, you have been watched. Assigned a guardian angel, a celestial being charged with guiding and protecting you. It was said that this divine entity would always be by your side, shielding you from the snares of darkness. But what if I told you that, for some chosen ones, the story is different? That instead of protection, they experience abandonment, deception, and even betrayal? Guardian angels are not infallible. Though bound by divine command, they possess free will, just as humanity does. While most remain steadfast in their duty, others break away. Some betray those they were meant to protect. Some disappear without a trace, and some even turn against their chosen entirely. Why would an angel, a divine warrior of the Most High, forsake its duty? The answer is not simple, nor is it comforting. But it is something you need to hear, because if you are experiencing spiritual isolation, unexplained attacks, or a sense of abandonment, you may already be caught in this hidden war. Tonight, we pull back the veil and uncover the truth. The betrayal of guardian angels is real, and the reason behind it will shake you to your core. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe, because what we reveal here, no one else will tell you. 1. The silent rebellion. When angels choose to disobey. Since the dawn of time, the battle between light and darkness has been more complex than most understand. It is not simply a war between good and evil. There exists a realm of uncertainty, of hesitation, of silent rebellion. We often hear about the great fall of Lucifer and his followers. But what about the angels who did not choose a side? Those who neither fell into open rebellion nor remained wholly obedient to the divine order. These uncommitted angels exist in a realm of uncertainty. They are not bound to the forces of darkness, yet they do not fully serve the will of God. Some remain in limbo, wandering the heavens in a self-imposed exile. Others continue their duties, but with reluctance, bitterness, or even hidden resentment. Could your guardian angel be one of them? The Bible does not speak much about these angels, but ancient texts and spiritual experiences suggest their existence. Some theologians speculate that these beings struggle with obedience, torn between their divine nature and the weight of free will. While most angels exist in complete unity with the will of God, these uncertain ones hesitate. And hesitation, in the spiritual realm, can be dangerous. A guardian angel who harbors doubt is a guardian angel who is vulnerable. Vulnerable to deception, vulnerable to corruption, and vulnerable to the temptations that led others to fall. Some of these angels, over time, begin to resent their duty. They see the struggles of humanity and question why they must intervene. They see the suffering of the chosen and wonder why they are commanded to watch but not change fate. And sometimes, their hesitation turns into defiance. Could it be that some of these angels, unwilling to fully rebel, yet unwilling to fully obey, simply abandon their posts? Could it be that their silence is not loyalty, but apathy? If your guardian angel has grown distant, if you feel as though you have been left unprotected, it may not be your imagination. It may be that your angel is among the silent rebels, those who have chosen to withdraw rather than to fight. And in a war like this, hesitation can be as dangerous as outright betrayal. 2. The mark of the chosen, a target on your soul. From the moment you were set apart, a mark was placed upon you. It is not a mark visible to human eyes, but in the spiritual realm, it shines brighter than the sun. This mark is not just a sign of your divine calling. It is also a beacon, signaling to both forces of light and forces of darkness that you are different, that you are chosen. But being chosen does not mean you are safe. On the contrary, it often means the opposite. The weight of divine purpose is heavy, and with it comes a level of opposition that most will never understand. If you have felt that your life is a series of relentless struggles, if you have been attacked in ways that seem unnatural, if you have faced betrayal, loss, and inexplicable hardship, it is not by accident. It is because you carry something powerful. Guardian angels are tasked with protecting those who are marked by God. But what happens when the opposition becomes too great? Some angels abandon their posts, not out of rebellion, but out of fear. Not fear in the human sense, for angels do not experience emotions as we do, but a recognition that the cost of guarding you is too high. The book of Job gives us a glimpse into this reality. Even the most faithful are tested. Even the most protected are allowed to suffer. But what if, in some cases, the suffering is not just permitted, it is amplified by the very beings meant to guard you? Some chosen ones report feeling abandoned at their most vulnerable moments. They cry out for divine intervention and hear nothing in return. They pray for protection, but find themselves surrounded by danger. Could it be that their guardian angels have turned away? Could it be that some angels, overwhelmed by the battle, simply retreat? This is not a new concept. Throughout Scripture, we see moments where divine beings struggle with their assignments. Daniel prayed for answers, yet his angel was delayed, caught in a spiritual battle for 21 days. Daniel 10:13. If an angel tasked with delivering a message can be delayed, what about an angel tasked with guarding a soul? The truth is this: the chosen are not just watched by heaven, but also hunted by darkness. And in some cases, the battle becomes so fierce that even an angel wavers. Some step back, some falter, and some disappear entirely. If you feel as though the attacks against you are relentless, as though your prayers are met with silence, as though you are completely alone in this war, know this: it is because you are a threat. And those who are a threat will always be met with resistance. But here's the most terrifying question. If your guardian angel has abandoned you, who is watching you now? 3. Divine jealousy. When protection turns into resentment. The nature of angels is a mystery to most. We are told they are beings of light, messengers, warriors, and protectors. But what is often overlooked is that they too have free will. They too experience thoughts, choices, and, perhaps, the closest thing to emotion that a celestial being can comprehend. And one of those emotions is jealousy. Think about it. The angels were created long before humanity. They witnessed the formation of the universe, the breath of God filling the void with life. They were the first of creation, yet humanity was given something they were not: the image of God. We were made in His likeness, given dominion over the earth, and granted the ability to experience redemption in ways the fallen angels never could. Could it be that some angels, even guardian angels, struggle with this truth? Could it be that some look upon humanity and, instead of love, feel something darker? This is not speculation. Scripture hints at angelic jealousy. The fallen ones, the watchers, abandoned their place in heaven, not because they wanted power, but because they desired humanity. Genesis 6, 1 through 4. They saw something in us, something they lacked, and their desire led to their fall. But what about those who did not fall? Could there be angels who, while remaining in the divine order, still feel resentment toward their human charges? Could there be guardian angels who look at the chosen and wonder, why them? For some chosen ones, this reality manifests in strange ways. They experience inexplicable obstacles, guidance that seems to lead them in circles, or an unshakable feeling that their prayers are being deliberately ignored. Could it be that their protector, the one assigned to watch over them, harbors quiet resentment? Most would dismiss this as impossible. After all, angels are divine. But remember, Lucifer himself was once an angel of light. He was once among the highest, yet jealousy led to his fall. If jealousy could poison the most radiant of angels, could it not also affect others? Here's the dangerous thought. If a guardian angel resents its charge, how does that change its role? Does it still protect, but without urgency? Does it subtly mislead? Does it leave at the moment it is needed most, not in outright rebellion, but in quiet defiance? If your journey has been filled with inexplicable roadblocks, if you feel as though divine intervention is working against you instead of for you, ask yourself this: is it truly God testing you? Or is it something else? And if it is your angel, then what happens next? The test of isolation, when God allows the betrayal. What if I told you that God Himself allows the betrayal of guardian angels? For many chosen ones, there comes a time of deep spiritual isolation, a season where prayers go unanswered, where protection seems to fade, where every battle is fought alone. This is not a mistake. This is a test. Job, one of the most faithful men in Scripture, faced this exact trial. He lost everything: his family, his health, his fortune. And all the while, heaven remained silent. His suffering was not an accident. It was permitted. It was a test of endurance, faith, and trust in God alone. Could it be that, for some of the chosen, their guardian angels are removed to force them into spiritual maturity? Could it be that their protector is taken away, not as a punishment, but as a trial? This is one of the hardest truths to accept. God sometimes allows isolation to prove who we really are. But there is a deeper question. When this happens, what other forces move in to fill the void? If your angel is absent, what lingers in its place? And more importantly, are you truly alone, or is something else watching you? The false light, when a guardian becomes the deceiver. What if I told you that not all betrayals are obvious? That some angels do not abandon their chosen, but instead stay close while leading them astray? This is perhaps the most insidious betrayal of all. Not when a guardian angel disappears, but when it remains and begins whispering falsehoods, guiding in ways that seem righteous, but ultimately lead to destruction. The Bible warns us that Satan himself masquerades as an angel of light. 2 Corinthians 11:14. If the prince of darkness can take on the appearance of holiness, how much easier is it for a wayward angel, one who still appears divine, to lead someone subtly off course? Many chosen ones have experienced this deception firsthand. They feel as though they are receiving divine guidance, yet every step forward leads to chaos. They hear what they believe to be a voice of wisdom, yet the path it lays before them is one of confusion and stagnation. How can this happen? The answer lies in half-truths. A deceiver does not lead with outright lies. Instead, it mixes truth with distortion, slowly altering the path until the chosen no longer realizes they are being led astray. Some guardian angels, whether through corruption, resentment, or subtle influence from fallen entities, become agents of confusion rather than clarity. Signs that your guardian may no longer be guiding you righteously. A sense of persistent misdirection, feeling that every decision, even when made in prayer, somehow leads to hardship without purpose. A subtle shift in faith, a growing reliance on personal intuition over divine instruction, even if it feels enlightened. Dreams or visions that feel unclear or contradictory, messages that bring uncertainty rather than revelation. An increased attraction to esoteric or hidden knowledge. Not all wisdom comes from God. Some paths lead to darkness disguised as light. If you are experiencing these signs, it may be time to question, who is guiding you? And is their light truly divine, or something else entirely? 6. The exodus of protection. Why some angels are reassigned. Not all betrayals are acts of defiance. Sometimes, when a guardian angel disappears, it is not because it has abandoned its charge, but because it has been reassigned. Heavenly assignments are not eternal. Though some angels remain with their chosen from birth to death, others are moved to new duties based on divine strategy. Some chosen ones experience a sudden shift in spiritual atmosphere, a loss of divine presence they cannot explain. Could it be that their guardian has been sent elsewhere? Scripture gives us hints of this celestial order. In Daniel 10, we see an angel delayed for 21 days because of spiritual warfare, requiring reinforcement from the archangel Michael. This suggests that angels are not omnipotent, nor are they unmovable. They are deployed, redirected, and sometimes removed. Reasons why a guardian angel may be reassigned. The chosen has reached a level of maturity where direct protection is no longer necessary. The angel has been given a more urgent mission elsewhere. The chosen's spiritual path requires a new type of guidance, possibly from a higher-ranking celestial being. But here's the terrifying reality. If your angel is reassigned, what fills the space it leaves behind? Some believe that when an angel is removed, it creates a void that attracts spiritual forces. If this is true, then those who suddenly feel abandoned must be more vigilant than ever, because something else may be watching, waiting to take its place. 7. The Watcher's Dilemma, Forbidden Bonds, and the Cost of Free Will. The story of the Watchers in Genesis 6:1-4 is one of the most chilling accounts of angelic failure. These were angels who were not deceived, not misled, but chose to break divine law. They did not rebel against God in war like Lucifer. They fell because they loved too much. They desired what was forbidden, humanity. This leads to an unsettling question. Could some guardian angels develop an unhealthy attachment to their chosen? Could their duty of protection turn into something else, something possessive? The Watchers did not fall because of a lust for power. They fell because they could not resist the beauty of human souls. Some left their posts. Others directly intervened in human affairs, and in doing so, they doomed themselves to judgment. But what if some guardian angels, though not fallen, still struggle with this dilemma? What if their connection to their chosen becomes too personal? Signs of a guardian angel crossing the line. An overwhelming sense of spiritual attachment that hinders growth rather than strengthens it. A resistance to divine redirection. where every effort to move forward feels strangely blocked. A series of inexplicable coincidences that keep the chosen in the same place, unable to break free. Some guardian angels, bound by free will, may struggle with their role. Some may not want to let go. Some may refuse to move on, even when it is time. If this happens, what then? Does heaven intervene? Or does it allow the chosen to break free on their own? And if so, at what cost? 8. The unfinished war. The hidden battle for the chosen. If your guardian angel has betrayed you, what now? If it has left you, who stands in its place? The battle between light and darkness is not over. What many fail to realize is that the war is not just between God and Satan. It is between those who have been chosen and those who seek to silence them. The enemy does not fear casual believers. The enemy fears those who walk in true power, and those who are feared are always targeted. Some chosen ones are caught in a spiritual conflict that has been raging for generations, a war of loyalty, deception, and hidden agendas. If your angel has disappeared, if your guidance feels tainted, if your protection has wavered, you are in the middle of something much bigger than yourself. But here's the truth. You were chosen for a reason. This war is not to destroy you. It is to awaken you. The real question is, are you ready to fight? If you have felt abandoned, misled, or even betrayed by the very forces meant to guard you, you are not alone. There is a reason. There is a purpose. And most importantly, there is a way forward. A sword is not tested by comfort, but by fire. This journey is not for the faint of heart, but for those truly chosen, those who will stand at the end of all things. The battle is only beginning. If you want to uncover more secrets meant only for the chosen, subscribe now, because what comes next will shake the very foundations of what you believe. Until next time, walk in wisdom and be ready.